Mindfulness made easy. Learn how to take control of your life. Another mysterious and dangerous virus is lurking among us. The symptoms are a pounding heart, nausea, and feeling like your thoughts are zooming at 100 miles per minute. Where did it come from? Even worse, why does it hit right when you're already feeling down in the dumps? Sound familiar? Yes, we are talking about anxiety attacks. Although these don't last long, and they're not life-threatening, anxiety, overthinking and stress are certainly difficult to live with. But there's a silver lining. You can almost instantly recenter yourself and find your zen again with mindfulness techniques. So, take a break from your racing thoughts with this short video on how to become more mindful. These little nuggets of wisdom can change your life. Living in the present. As the saying goes, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called present. These words may have been popularized by an elderly cartoon tortoise to encourage a panda warrior to become his true self. However, it still holds true for humans living on Earth. And surely, you don't need to climb a mystical mountain or move to a Buddhist monastery in Japan to find your inner peace. In fact, mindfulness is simply the art of being fully present where we are and in what we are doing. You can practice being in the moment simply by just observing all your 5 senses. Number 1. Listen. Can you hear birds chirping? Or perhaps the sound of your sibling shutting the fridge door? Number 2. Look. Now, notice how many of the colours of the rainbow are around you. Or, simply close your eyes and try to remember what colours are there on your shirt. Was it red with white lines? Or was it white with red lines? Look and see for yourself if you have been paying attention to your present. Number 3. Smell. As they say, stop and smell the roses. Of course, you can appreciate the smell of your partner's perfume or your body lotion just as much. Number 4. Taste. Start each day by savouring each bite of your breakfast sandwich and every sip of your morning tea. Number 5. Feel. Get up in the morning to appreciate and feel every fleeting fresh breeze against your body. After all, practicing mindfulness is a lifestyle of feeling each passing moment, rather than an ultimate goal. Train your brain. Has your mind raced off to another thought? Perhaps you've already started planning on what to do tomorrow morning to practice mindfulness. As always, the tricky part is to train your brain to live in the present and not time travel to the past or future. But, as we all know, it's only human to think about the embarrassing incident that happened to you in grade school. Or perhaps you're preoccupied with the stress of upcoming midterms at the end of the month. Number 1. Pen it down. You don't need to buy a fancy journal for your thoughts. After all, you will be the only person who reads it. Just grab any notepad or piece of paper when you find your mind unraveling and write down your first thought. Number 2. Identify your thought patterns. Now, imagine you are your best friend. Go back and read your thoughts and think about the advice your friend would give you for dealing with them. More often than not, you will realise that most of your problems stem from catastrophizing. Catastrophizing, in simple words, means to assume the worst. It's when you already feel like you failed your midterm that is still a month away. Take a deep breath, and another one. Practice mindfulness anywhere by stopping all your work and taking deep breaths. Some people prefer sitting cross-legged on a yoga mat when they practice their breathing exercises and chant their mantras. However, it's just as effective to take deep breaths anytime you feel overwhelmed. Even if you are in the middle of the grocery store and the crowds are starting to make you anxious, just drop your bags, close your eyes, and enter your happy place. Before you begin your journey for a better and more mindful lifestyle, here's a famous Chinese fable that comes to mind. Once upon a time there was a farmer whose horse ran away from its stable. His neighbours pitifully exclaimed, "Such bad luck!" To which the farmer replied, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returned with 5 other horses, and the neighbours who watched with envy exclaimed, "Such good luck!" The unbothered farmer replied, "Maybe." A few days later, the farmer's son fell off one of the horses and broke his leg. The neighbours who dropped him home said to his father, "Such bad luck!" And yet again the farmer replied, "Maybe." The next day, some men from the Royal Army reached the farmer's house, looking to recruit his son into the army. After seeing his broken leg, they left without another word. Do you know what the moral of the story is? Can you relate this story to mindfulness? Leave your answers in the comments down below.